ProjectKyle's Top 10.
Ready to go exploring, kids? So ruins is something that has always fascinated humanity. It gives us a glimpse into the past, and allows us to piece together what once was and what may have been. Example, this old tire I found while hiking definitely belonged to the war chariot of a mighty and powerful king hundreds of years ago. I am at least 17.5% sure. However, although most ruins may be from hundreds of years ago, some of them may surprise you. And it is these modern-day ruins that cross the line from inspirational to flat-out amazing. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. My top 10 list of most amazing abandoned sites in the world.
Note: due to the fact that all the abandoned places in this list are fairly recent, I am only going to include abandoned sites where the abandoned dates have been within the last 100 years. This will allow me to do a separate video on ruins that have been abandoned for much longer.
So fasten your seatbelts, kids, cause we are taking a little journey into the unknown. You can go to the next scene now.
Number 10.
No abandoned list is complete without a few abandoned theme parks. Wonderland was supposed to be China's answer to Disneyland, but its prime only amounted to an abandoned, incomplete amusement park. Designed to be the largest amusement park in Asia, covering 120 acres, this park sadly never saw the light of day, as construction stopped in 1998, following financial problems with local officials. In 2008, an attempt to start construction again to complete the park was commissioned. However, this too failed. Through the abandoned site's history, people have reported that sometimes when visiting the site, they would still be parking attendants on the site's parking lot, presumably to tend the onlookers and curious sightseers that came to visit. Today, not even the ruins are left standing, as everything was demolished in 2013. Still, I couldn't justify a top 10 list without including one of the most amazing abandoned sites in history.
Number 9.
A big, giant, random hole. Also known as the Murny Diamond Mine. The Murny Diamond Mine was first developed in 1957 and was the largest diamond mine in the Soviet Union. Its surface operation lasted 44 years, but closed in June 2001, after the collapse of the USSR. The mine is 1,722 feet deep, and has a diameter of 3,900 feet, and is the second largest man-made hole in the world. Okay, that's all I got on it. Let's move on.
Number 8.
Centralia, a near ghost town in Columbia County, was once a thriving village that was known for its rich coal deposits. Even after mining ended, the town was still useful, and many residents enjoyed life there, calling it a safe town, where some didn't even bother to lock their doors. A beautiful, thriving civilization that only saw minimal calamity. Until the town had a brilliant idea to put and burn a landfill inside the pits of the abandoned coal mines. Okay, I feel bad that I need to explain this, but obviously the town didn't get the memo. Coal burns. It's a proven fact. Regrettably, the inevitable happened. A fire broke out, and due to poor execution of sealing the underground labyrinth of coal mines, the entire mine caught on fire. The town did a number of things to stop it from burning, but all attempts failed, leaving the town of Centralia to burn for the rather long extended period time of forever. No, literally. It's been 53 years and the fire is still burning today. Although most of the town is now abandoned, there are parts of the town that still contain residents. Although I was unable to get an exact number of how many people reside there at this time, as of 2010, the populace of Centralia numbered to the outstanding and extreme amount of 10. So I think it's safe to say that most of this place is pretty much abandoned.
Number 7.
Ha! If there isn't anything better than one creepy abandoned amusement park, it's 2 creepy abandoned amusement parks. Unlike Wonderland, Six Flags Jazzland, later to be renamed to Six Flags New Orleans, was once a thriving amusement park. But after the tragic strike of Hurricane Katrina, Six Flags New Orleans now lies in ruin. Most of the rides have taken severe damage from the storm, and some were even effectively destroyed by long-term saltwater immersion. Still, many of the rides are left standing, leading to rumors of repairing and rebuilding the park. However, despite various announced plans to redevelop the site, as of right now it is still an abandoned amusement park in extremely poor condition.
Number 6.
The Sanjhih UFO houses were a set of abandoned, pod-shaped buildings. Construction beginning in 1978. They were intended as a vacation resort marketed towards U.S. military officers coming from their East Asian postings. However, the project was abandoned in 1980 due to the investment losses, several car accidents, and a number of bizarre unexplained deaths that occurred during construction. Sadly, the construction company responsible for the project has destroyed all their records regarding the construction, possibly in an attempt to remove any evidence or proof that they were responsible. Today, like Wonderland, these ruins sadly no longer stand, and as of 2010, all UFO houses have been demolished, and the site is in the process of being converted into a commercial seaside resort and water park. Okay, this place is obviously a death trap. I don't think this would be my first choice of a vacation spot. Just saying.
Number 5.
The Willard Asylum for the Chronic Insane is a building complex near Willard, New York, and is arguably one of the creepiest places on my list. In spite of how poorly managed most asylums were at this time, it is rumored that the workers made a commendable effort to take care of their patients. I say commendable effort because they still practice stuff like electrical shock therapy. Guys, I'm no mental health expert, but strapping a patient to an electric chair and letting it go probably isn't going to help them to recover. But maybe that's just me. With that being said, if history is accurate, Willard took in many patients that were abused and tortured at other asylums. Entertainment was allowed inside, giving the patient somewhat of a normal life. Sadly, without the mental health knowledge available back then as we have now, many of the patients never recovered, and died within its walls. Although by the 80s, Willard did finally succeed in releasing patients back into the community, in the old days there was little to no chance that you would ever get out. Unless it was in a coffin. Yeah. Maybe it's best that we move on now.
Number 4.
What's creepier than an abandoned asylum? Well, nothing really. However, Hashima Island really gives Willard a run for its money. Definitely one of the most amazing and chilling ruins you will find today. The island was known for its undersea coal mines, established in 1887, which operated during the industrialization of Japan. In 1959, the island's population reached its peak of 5,259. The mine was closed in 1974, and all the residents left the island soon after. The abandoned site is now popular among historians, and today, a small fraction of the island has been maintained for tourism to visit as well. Hey kids, I know you were planning on going to either Six Flags or Disney World for our family vacation, but this year I want to mix it up. We're all going to Hashima Island, where we can watch buildings decay together. Yeah! best vacation ever. Actually, all jokes aside, this would be kind of a cool place to visit. So I'll keep it in mind.
Number 3.
Ryungyang Hotel, North Korea. This amazing 105-story hotel is by far the tallest structure in North Korea. Construction began in 1987, but was halted in 1992, as North Korea entered a period of famine after the fall of the Soviet Union. Food for your people, or an awesome super cool skyscraper thing? Food for your people, or an awesome super cool skyscraper thing? I'm gonna go with the awesome super cool skyscraper thing. We'll just have the people go on a nice long diet. Everybody wins. Anyways, in 2008, work to revive the structure continued, and in 2011, the exterior was complete, being coated with $150 million worth of glass. The opening of the hotel has been scheduled several times, all times been postponed. Many foreign guests report that although the structure looks complete on the outside, most of the interior remains abandoned and incomplete. Still, considering all it's been through, you gotta admit this tower's pretty cool.
Number 2.
Abandoned Sea Forts, UK. The Red Sand Sea Forts were small fortified towers built during the Second World War to help defend the United Kingdom. After they were decommissioned in the late 1950s, they were used for other activities. In the summers of 2007 and 2008, Red Sands Radio, a station commemorating the pirate radio stations of the 1960s, operated from the Red Sands Fort on a 28-day restricted service license. The fort was later declared unsafe, and Red Sands Radio has moved its operation ashore since. Still, definitely impressive that most of them are still standing after all these years. I say most because one of them did sink because a boat ran into it. But I blame the boat for that one.
Number 1.
Nuclear power is so safe and clean, produces so much energy, and is just downright the best solution to the human race depleting the planet of all of its fossil fuel. To put it mildly, I love nuclear power plants, except for when they blow up. Then they're not quite as fun. Chernobyl in Ukraine, for example. Chernobyl is a city known for the worst catastrophic nuclear incident in history. It occurred on the 26th of April, 1986. The explosion of Reactor 4 released large quantities of radioactive particles into the atmosphere, which spread over much of the western USSR and Europe, and totaled 31 recorded deaths and many more who developed cancer and other life-threatening side effects from the radiation exposure. Now, 29 years later, both Chernobyl and its neighboring city, Pripyat, stands as one of the most chilling memories of all time. And yes, although they often get mistaken as one, these are actually two separate cities. Chernobyl being the small village that possesses the power plant, and Pripyat being the larger city that will always be found at the top of any abandoned list. Although this may seem like a wonderful attraction to visit for the common adventurer, and in all fairness, many reviewers have entered and lived, including Top Gear's host and co-host, Jeremy Clarkson and James May, it is not recommended, as radiation levels still contaminate the area. And if you're thinking of waiting for the area to detoxify before visiting, don't bother. If left untouched, it is predicted that the area will remain uninhabitable for another 20,000 years. Yeah. Okay, I take it back. I'm not a fan of nuclear power. It's just not quite the epic super cool #swag thing anymore. Yo.
That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then please push the like button. And if you want to see more videos, then please consider maybe pushing the subscribe button. On that note, this is Project Kyle signing off. Farewell.